What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kuya P and my pal Anthony Francis from Screen Comment, Film Threat, Movie Review, all the things. Hopefully, a future upcoming acclaimed podcast here on the NRW. But we've got a film that's available on Apple TV Plus right now called Echo Valley that I'm very curious to get Anthony's thoughts because it deals with parenting, if you will. We're both proud parents, so I'm very curious to see Anthony's thoughts on this film. Yeah. Let's dig into the trailer. We'll get into the cast, the crew, a little bit synopsis on it, and then we'll dig in with our review. You ready to check out the trailer for Echo Valley, Anthony?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Let's go.
I need help. Okay, let's get this off. Are you bleeding?
Okay, calm down. Breathe.
You need to be completely honest with me. What happened?
I was with my boyfriend when we started arguing.
Is he okay? But it was an accident.
No.
It was he.
I hit him with a rock.
Did anyone see you?
No.
Okay, go upstairs. And don't leave your bedroom till I come back.
Hello? We need to talk.
About what?
You must be Claire's mom.
Stay away from my mom, he's crazy!
Hey, Claire, why would you say that about her?
I'm guessing you haven't heard from Claire.
She showed up here last week.
What did she want?
What does she always want? Money.
She's our daughter.
Our daughter is an addict. She'll show up, put on that smile, and you'll give her anything she wants.
I know what you did. I make one call, and all roads lead back to you.
How are you holding up? I can't really talk about her.
I'm freaking out right now because I read the bodies float.
What are you doing out here?
Claire, what's going on? What did you do?
Mom, I'm in trouble!
You have a lot, and I want it.
I won't let anything happen to you.
What'd you do?
I took care of it. All of it.
All right, on Apple TV Plus, Echo Valley. Wow. All right, let me talk a little bit about the cast, the crew, and then Anthony and I will dig in. Again, streaming right now on Apple TV Plus. As you saw from the trailer, we have a mom, Kate Garrettson, played by the amazing Julianne Moore, legend in the game, who has her daughter, Claire Garrettson, played by Sydney Sweeney, in the role you most want to slap her across the side of her face in, as the daughter who comes back to visit mom, who will do anything for her child. She's got some people on her tail for reasons I'm not going to spoil. We might do some spoiling later if we think we want to do that. And that'll be at the very end of the end credits of this episode, y'all. So you don't get messed up if you're wanting to not be spoiled. We'll save that there for that. But she comes home. She's got some people on her trail, and her mom will do anything for her, as any good mom would do. So she gets caught up in this mystery. There's a body that's in her car that then finds itself in the water, and now the authorities are trying to track this down, find out what's going on. The bad people show up, and moms has to deal with everything, and the mystery becomes afoot. I don't want to spoil again because I want to keep it for the end, and just the links that parents will go for their children. The director on this is Michael Pearce. This is written by Brad Ingelsby, who also produces with Michael Pruss, Ridley Scott, legend Ridley Scott, as well as Kevin J. Walsh. Cinematographer is Benjamin Kraken. Stars on this are Julianne Moore as Kate Garrettson, Sydney Sweeney again as Claire Garrettson, Domhnall Gleeson, menacing, as Jackie Lawson. We have Fiona Shaw, who plays Leslie Oliver. Edmund Donovan is Ryan Sinclair. Albert Jones is Detective Ballard. Kyle MacLachlan, who plays Julianne's former husband, Richard Garrettson. Um, Kate Campbell plays Audrey, and a host of others. As we always say on the NRW, it takes a village. I'm a filmmaker myself, so shout out to the entire cast and crew. Even though we mentioned a brief amount of folks, we give love to everybody involved on this film. I'm ready to dig in. Anthony Francis, when you first heard of this film, when you saw the trailer, or if you saw the trailer prior to, what were your thoughts leading into Echo Valley from Apple TV Plus?
I was excited. I love a good thriller. I love Julianne Moore. I really like the chances that Sweeney takes as an actress. She could really be pigeonholed, and she's not allowing herself to fall into that trap. And it looked good, and I was anxious to see it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
man.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, we all know Sydney Sweeney. She ain't a bad looking young lady. She ain't bad, and she gets pigeonholed in that respect, which is sad. She
She's
has
okay.
chops, which she shows in this film.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Again, like I said, this is the role. It makes you want to slap the side of her head because she's such a bad
And
type.
I won't say why, but this is also a role where a couple of times you want to smack Julianne Moore.
Right? For
It's
her
not
choices.
gonna work.
Choices, Anthony.
Yeah.
Choices. I'm driving Anthony
Choices.
crazy. Go check out our Film Torn
Choices.
review. Choices.
Oh.
All right. So those are our initial thoughts. I didn't say mine. When I saw the trailer for this, I was like, I'm all in. I worked with I forgot what film I worked on as a former actor myself. Why did I say former? I'm still acting, y'all. I just miss acting. I need to get back into acting. Yeah, I worked with Julianne Moore on a film that I can't recall. Amazing woman, legend in the business. Just this role, she kills it. Sydney Sweeney, again, something different we haven't seen her in. Love that she goes there in this role. And fucking Domhnall Gleeson, I've always been a fan of his. Menacing.
Me too.
Is fucking this.
Yeah.
So I was super excited
You've
from
never
the
seen him
trailer.
like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just was super excited. Let's dig into our thoughts, Anthony. What did you think coming out of this story on this film?
Oh, it was terrible. No, I liked it. I liked it. Uh, Gripping from beginning to end. Do we need more Kyle MacLachlan? Yes, but that's a personal thing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I would
"Yay,
like to have known.
MacLachlan."
There's a gripe for me as well. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was just like, my wife was watching it with me. I said, "Yay, Kyle MacLachlan," and she had already seen it, and she said, "Yeah, don't get too happy. This is it." I'm like, no. Um, Fiona Shaw is wonderful. Yeah, I thought it was a really good story, and we'll talk about it in a minute after you get into it. But um, yeah, really good story. You never wandered, and there was one moment that I said, "That's ridiculous," and I don't know if I can say why I shouldn't. Well, they showed it in the trailer.
Yeah, if it's in the trailer, go ahead.
When Julianne Moore opens the back door of the car and sees the body, so perfectly shrouded and wrapped, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, in a moment of panic,
Yeah,
somebody has the wherewithal to go,
I'm with
okay,
you on
hold
that.
on. I need some duct tape and some tarp, but we need to get it perfectly shaped. But there's a reason for that. Yeah, I like the payoff a lot. And I remember my wife kept leaning forward looking at me because I was on the couch, she was in a chair. She's like, as the finale started to unravel, she's looking at me. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Yeah, I was really happy with this.
I love it. All right, well, let's go into like any negatives. I guess well, negatives, positives, and then like full final reviews, and then I'll give more thoughts, and then if we want to save spoilers for the end, we can do that as well.
Well, my main negative is a
Yeah.
spoiler.
Okay, so we'll save that.
I'll just say to you so you'll know the very final shot. don't do that. Don't do that. You know why? Why? I
All right,
can't
we'll have to get
say.
that into the. Okay, we'll have to dig that in the spoilers because
Yeah.
you recently seen it more than I. It's been a month since I've seen this, so
Okay.
I'm trying to remember that shot that you're saying right now. Yeah, for me coming out of it, Julianne Moore kills it. Again, Sydney Sweeney role I've never seen her in before, but damn it, such a bad kid. It just as the I want to get on the parental thing. What we do for our child. So yeah, just outstanding cinematography, pacing, story, action. Everything was well done. The there's things I'll talk when we get into the spoiler part. The obvious flags that were there, like you didn't see that? Like, come on, you should know better. And that you still fall into the same trappings. That was interesting, but also just makes you want to slap both of them. But yeah, can we talk on? Would you do this? The whole point is the limits that we will go for our child. If Arcade presented himself in this situation a couple years from now, Anthony, could you do what he did, what Julianne does? I have to say, I probably would.
In a
But I'm
heartbeat.
mad that she didn't see the obvious flags that I would have been, okay, hold on, honey. I understand what you're doing. But then when I opened the trunk, like you said, how the fuck is this body already wrapped up? I thought this was just happened like this. There's obviously some planning that just occurred for this body to be in this kind of a position right now.
It's
So now I'm
perfectly wrapped up.
yeah. So it just didn't make sense in the story. Like, what are you doing right now, Julianne?
Yeah.
Could you do this for Arcade, brother?
I could, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're parents, so I mean, here's the thing. I mean, in the moment, you don't think. And I even said that to Allison, my wife, when we were watching it. I said, I know it's a movie, and the movie would end right here if Julianne Moore did my idea. But hey, this guy attacked you. You shoved him. He hit his head on a rock. He's dead. So there, you're not in jail. Everything's fine. But no, yeah, I would totally. And
Would have Allison
as a
done the
parent,
same? Would Allison do it? Or would she say something?
I mean, yeah, I believe so, but I'm gonna ask her. Yeah,
Yeah.
I,
I love the conversation that this when films like this do that to you, right? Like, babe,
yeah.
you know, we would both do
But
it. I
here's
think
the
we would
thing.
all, as parents, do this. But there's those
I
parts of
agree.
that you would question, oh, like, okay, I should have said something. And or like you said, artistically, not artistically, but no, he hit his head. So, we're
Yeah.
there's a way out of it.
Just, are you with me on this lie? If you're with me on this lie, nobody goes to jail. Yeah. But no, here's the thing though. Are you asking me if the arcade, my son, for those who don't know, if the arcade of today asked me to do that? Or are you asking me if arcade was a whacked out druggie like Sweeney's character?
Well said. Well said. Yeah,
Mhm.
I would have. Unfortunately, you're right. If she already knew this, which is what we understand from Kyle MacLachlan's character, and the reason why
Yeah.
kind of they separated, if you will.
And
And
and and
that's a little bit of
MacLachlan
spoilers
has
there.
Yeah, and MacLachlan has closed the door on it. He's
Yeah.
no, you've screwed us over so much and you can't be helped. And I have to turn. I won't get into this. This isn't this kind of platform, but I have a brother who got into heroin, and my father, did the same thing about 10 years ago because it got way out of hand in ways I won't get into. And to this day, they don't speak, and it hurts my dad. But there is a limit to what we do to our children, depending on the reason they need us to do something like this. But I would totally do this for arcade. Yeah, in a
Yeah.
heartbeat.
You're 100% right. If your arcade in my
If,
Madison right
if
now,
this arcade, yeah,
yes, not
yeah.
drug, which is what.
And
So
you're
let's
done,
talk about.
right?
Were you yelling at the screen with Julianne? Like, girl, do you just see what she did and what happened, and yet she still goes to additional limits that people will find
Yep.
out through the course of the film.
Yeah.
So
The
you were saying
limits,
that earlier. What would you
the
be hitting her in the
limits
head
that,
about?
yeah, the limits that she goes to. uh, Sweeney to basically get a check. And that's not a spoiler. She needs money. She goes to crazy limits. Um, and that's why I hated the final shot. I wish you would remember so you could click on that. But there's no way. No. Yeah, I wish they would have talked about the kind of things that Sweeney did before the film, before we got to know her. Uh, that way it'd be an easier decision on whether to smack Julianne Moore or say, okay, I understand. It's your daughter. But there's a reason that Kyle MacLachlan, you know, turned his back on her. You can only help. And apparently he's super rich. He's just randomly writing 10 grand checks. Um, yeah, for my own son now, yes. If my son had done the things that Sweeney had apparently done, I can't say it with as strong as conviction as we just did. But in the end, it's my son, and I don't want him to, I don't know. It's a great question
Yeah,
that arises from a thriller, you
definitely.
know, and a character thriller, mind you. But yeah, but like you said, we would both totally do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'd yell at him in a month when it all blew over. Damn it. The one time they say, no, I'm not going to do the laundry. Oh, really? Do you know what I did for you?
I buried a body.
I buried a body. I don't know why I buried it in a man-made lake, it seems, but I would have
Yeah.
done something a little, yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
There's an interesting thread that gets brought up. That again, we find out about Kyle MacLachlan, but
Yeah.
the Miss Garrettson, Julianne's core is living alone, you know, but we find out there's an interesting LGBTQT thread that gets discovered through this that she had a wife now, I guess, post Kyle, that gets interwoven there along with a friend that she has.
Mhm.
If there's some also kind of weird negative, I wouldn't say it's a negative though. More so, it's like I wanted to know more about that thread because it gets put in there, but also, is it necessary? I don't know if it helps with the overall storyline. Did I miss something? I was curious what your thoughts were on that thread.
Are you talking about Fiona Shaw
So
or
was that her
her?
girlfriend or just a friend? Because also like her daughter's like, you have no friends, but she does have this one friend, that's nearby.
Yeah,
And
they're just friends.
she
They're just
lost a
friends.
friend, well, her wife, which led to things. I'm just curious, was I missing something there on that? But I like that it touched upon that
No,
as well.
no, and that was the only other negative I had was there wasn't really a enough of Fiona Shaw was fine, by the way. She's a good actress.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know and don't see a lot of British movies, Harry Potter's evil aunt, Fiona Shaw.
So your negative is
Uh,
what is your negative that it presents like it did, but doesn't fully
yeah, it
formalize that?
doesn't.
Because that's
It's
was
that
my thing
why,
was. Yeah.
and again, it goes to the spoiler of the finale. Why is she that good a friend? And how long has this been? Is this because it just seems like there is one scene of her coming over and getting her through a bad night and then helping her with the hay and then moving on until something something at the end. And I needed to know a little more about that. I couldn't tell. It was unclear. I'm glad you mentioned it.
Yeah.
If she was an ex-girlfriend who she stayed friends with or what? Because her wife had only been dead, I think they said 8 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. But there should have been more of that. Like I understand it's a thriller, but they did a lot of good character work here, but let's do a
Yeah.
little more. We're patient. We'll watch it. You've got us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, let's some more relationship stuff.
Yeah. That third was good. Can we talk on Domhnall Gleeson that we both said earlier? Like,
All day.
yeah. What did you think of his role in this, man?
I really, I've always been a fan. About Time. Come on. You've seen About Time? Movie makes me weep. Uh, And of course, he's the what's his name in Star Wars?
I can't remember, but yeah,
Um,
he's in our Star Wars movies now.
Hux, General Hux. He's
Yeah.
General
Oh yeah, yeah,
Hux.
something like yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but you've never seen him like this. I want people to watch About Time and then watch this, and you'll see the polar opposites of what this guy can do. He has so much range. You said it. He's menacing. Um, a couple of moments, he's absolutely frightening.
Yeah.
And I won't say why or wherefore here, but just the simple line where he says, "I'm gonna stay a couple of days." You're like,
Whew.
"Oh my God, what? You're doing what?" Yeah, and then again, I won't. No spoiler. I won't say it, but when he has to see her do something that she said she'd do,
Yeah.
and then just sees it and then goes, I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" And at that moment, you have no idea of what's actually transpiring, and yeah, he's terrifying in moments. Yeah, and at first he seems just like a normal. Where are they? I think they're supposed to be in
Yeah.
Ohio, just like a
Some
normal low
yeah.
rent thug. But no, he's dangerous. He's bad news, man. Yeah, he's a really good performance. Really something different from him, and I like it because a lot of and crazy enough, a lot of younger Brit actors today seem to do like a movie that gets them noticed, and then you see them. And I have nothing against fun movies, but you see them in too many big action movies or this or that, and then they're in a goofy action comedy. But he's been an actor who is kind of like, you know, for a lot of people, he's that guy. I like that guy,
Yeah.
because you can't pigeonhole him because he does so many different things. And this is one of them. It's a great performance. It really is.
Completely
I
agree.
loved it.
It shows the chops this brother has, and
Yeah.
well said. Yeah, I was like, wow, super menacing with the
Yeah.
drugs and everything. And like you said, you kind of like you think he's one thing, and then he's a bigger threat.
Yeah.
That you find out later on. So yeah, overall acting, shot selection, cinematography, everything just great. The pacing, storyline, up to the very end, and I kind of have an idea what you're talking about now, but we'll save it for the spoiler portion. So stay till the end of the credits. We're gonna spoil a little bit with Anthony and I to close it out. The final thing that Julianne, oh, she has a little bit more in her. She got played for a sucker, but the ending that she kind of makes everything go for her, and it resolves itself. What did you think of the finale, Anthony?
Are you talking about the Julianne Moore stuff? I thought it was
Yes.
fantastic. I would because there was one point after the body that we talked about. Somebody did something or said something, and something clicked in Mr. I've seen a million movies mind here. And I looked over at Allison and I said, I'm not sure who that body is, if it's even a body. And that's not who it's supposed to be. And she's like, keep watching. And then as Julianne Moore started, you know, uh, I said, she's like, keep watching. So I was excited because rarely do we see movies these days where I didn't see that coming. And in this last 30 minutes, there's about seven big I didn't see that comings in a row. And I just thought I was there. I was there for it. I thought it worked because usually in stuff like this these days, I always say these days, but movies aren't as good as they used to be. But usually in thrillers, I today's thrillers, they could be a masterpiece up to an hour and 15 minutes. I start getting scared. I'm like, oh boy, here we got to wrap it all up. Are they going to blow it?
Completely agree.
And that could have been in this film, it could have been handled badly and played a little, oh, come on. But it was so tight and so well. And then I won't say, but then they later kind of play it back for you from this is what you thought you saw, this is what you're seeing. And I'm not trying to hyperbolize here, but in that way, it had a little bit of Hitchcock in it, and I appreciated that, and I appreciated being surprised and thinking I know, and then nope, but it's this. Oh, maybe not, but it's that. I had a really good, good time with this movie. I thought it was really well done. The wrap up is fantastic.
Bravo. Yeah, they hit the landing. I like where it went.
Yeah.
The thoughts that are going back and forth. Mad at Julianne, definitely mad at Sydney, and then I'm sure we're going to talk a little bit more in the spoilers about Sydney. But the way it all kind of closed out, how she dealt with what she experienced, I'm like, because at first you're like, what the fuck? Super caring parent, blinded by being a parent for obvious reasons.
Which
But
we all are.
there was still intelligence there, which helps to figure it all out at the end. That you're like, okay, I see you. I'm with it.
Can I
Yeah.
can I
yeah.
interject right there? Because
Yeah.
it's to what you're saying. I think that in this case of Moore's character going to the lengths she does to help her daughter, it that plays into the wife is only 8 months gone. She's alone now. She has no relationship with MacLachlan unless she needs money or they need to talk about the daughter. So I think that makes it more believable that Moore would just do that and say, I took care of it, all of it, because Sweeney is her last connection, and that's already frayed, if not just broken. But so she's trying to connect and hold on to what she can. I think that makes her actions more believable.
Agreed. It's just like, yeah, what are you doing?
But I know that's why you raise your hand to smack her into reality, and you're like, okay, you lost your wife, and you're like, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I was because I'm a cynical idiot. Allison's like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "All right, yeah, let's watch it. Just another thriller, okay." I like Julianne Moore, but I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
I was surprised. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Final verdict. Pleasantly surprised. Winning unsure, but also interested. Obviously, as we saw that when the trailer, great job on the trailer. Just everybody,
Yeah.
they did their part and delivered a solid film that might make it to my, I'll say top 20 for the year, but very pleasantly surprised on how good this film
I
was.
was gonna
for
say, I
me.
mean,
Yeah.
if the year doesn't explode with masterful films, it might make 15, 16. Yeah.
Yeah. It's in the top 20. I'm giving it the 20. We still
But
got
right
a
now,
lot more to go.
right now, it's in the top 12.
Oh, for
I
you?
think.
Okay. Respect.
It's not a strong year. There's been a lot of good movies, but it's not a,
Yeah. Yeah.
but we'll
But
see because now they pack everything in the fall.
well written, shot well, acted. There's not too many negatives that I would change up. That to me is the mark of a good film. If there's any
Exactly.
certain things I need to fix. No, this is an 8 out of a 10 at the moment. So
I'd go there.
yeah,
And
Anthony?
Moore, I'm not knocking
ahead.
it. He's
Yeah.
great, but Moore can play this role in her sleep.
Definitely.
You want the greatest crier in movies today? It's Julianne Moore.
I give you that.
She does that cry, try not to cry, try not to cry. She's perfect at it.
And props to Sydney Sweeney. Let's give her. Everybody's
Oh, yeah.
looking
Yeah.
at two certain things that's on her person a lot, but she's a lot more than that beyond the blue hair and the two things on her person. She killed this role. I thought she did a great job.
She has nice eyes.
She has some range.
She did great. She was it was like, did you watch Euphoria?
Not
The HBO
really. I've seen bits and pieces, but I need to actually go and watch that show.
That's she's phenomenal. That's where she caught my radar. But for those of you out there who have seen Euphoria, her character here is if her character in Euphoria just fell into the depression. Just let loose and didn't give a shit. That's her character here. Yeah.
All right.
Great work. Great work by everybody.
Yeah, Kyle, in just his little piece, Everybody did their part. Just a great job and a great film that I was very pleasantly surprised once I finished it. So those are our thoughts, y'all. For anybody that is interested in checking us out, again, you're on the NRW. Links are here. But I also want you to support my brother Anthony Francis over at the Movie Review Screen Comment Film Thread. How can people check you out online, sir?
.com, movie review, screen comment, film thread. Instagram at the movie review. Trying to fix screen comment on X. So I'm around. Come see me.
There you go. All of Anthony's links in the description below, y'all. Please go follow, subscribe, do all the things with my brother. I'm excited to have him here. Hopefully we'll have him again as always, and maybe a upcoming podcast on the NRW. We're working on it. That is the amazing Anthony Francis. Thank you so much, sir. Always appreciate your time. Kuya P, Nerds Rule the World. Thank you again. Let's talk all things Echo Valley in the comments below. Peace, y'all.
Nerds rule the world.
Pleasure chatting with you. Love to all my nerds who rule the world.
Yeah. Nerds rule the world.
Yes, we do.
Thanks. Nerds rule the world. Thank you.
I love the nerds ruling the world, so more power to you.
Patrick, what up, man? And yes, they do. Nerds rule the world, kid.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Awesome. Kuya P, Nerds Rule the World. Hello.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Oh, Nerds Rule the World.
I got. It's in the title of your show, like Nerds Rule the World. Like, I want more black weirdos on screen, and I don't feel like we ever get to see that very much.
Thank you so much. Nerds do rule the world.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Nerds Rule. Love
it. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Julianne.
Yes, Nerds Rule. Yes,
rock on. I love it. Thank you so much.
It's good to see you. I love Nerds Rule the World.
But yeah, there's a heavy nerd component, man.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you ask me, nerds rule the world. So
absolutely.
And you're right. Nerds do rule the world.
We're just the best.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Nerds so much.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
It's your boy Kuya P. Nerds Rule the World. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you.
Do. They rule the world, all right.
Yes. Take care, Tony. Thank you, guys. All right, y'all. We're at the end of this episode. We're going to talk spoilers. That's why the blinking spoilers thing is on there right now. So if you haven't seen the film, you don't want to hear spoilers, shut this off. Go to another NRW video. We're going to talk spoilers now. Again, I love this film, but we want to talk on some things, man. Anthony, what was some of your biggest things that are spoilerific that you want to talk about Echo Valley?
Are we talking the negative ending right now?
Everything, yeah. Oh, so
okay.
All right. If you watched the episode already, all right. So was it her going back with Sydney? Was that the final scene? Because it's been, again, like I said, a month since I've seen this. Sydney pops back up in her life again, and I'm like,
she lets. I think it's ambiguous, but I would be like, get the fuck out of this house.
So I'm right. Yeah, she does pop up at the end of the film. Okay. Yeah, I was like, what the?
And
what are we doing again, Julianne?
Sweeney, exactly. You see Sweeney come in, and she's all, worse for the wear, and she's got that look like, I'm so sorry. They cut and they hold on Julianne Moore, and her face is our face, like, don't you dare, don't you dare. But then it's cut to black.
But you gotta love that, though. That is a cool way to, like,
yeah, but
I just went through this. It's a parent thing. You're gonna make me do that again?
After what? After her, remember when she discovered the texts of Sweeney telling her boyfriend, I can make her do anything. Watch.
Oh, that shit killed me. Yeah, there's some great moments in this film, man. Just everything she went through. What do you think about how the whole setup that she did, burning the barn down, getting the horses out? Props on the whole plan with the cops, you know, trying to figure everything out. There's some great moments in this film, man. Any favorites that you can talk that are spoiler or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah, to what you were saying, the plan, because when she first starts saying things to him when he's staying with her, and he says, "You have 2 days to get me my money," and she's figuring things out, and she's laying the groundwork, and we don't know it.
Yes,
until the end, because he says, "I need to get to California, so I need you to get me my money in 2 days." And so she comes up with this thing, well, it's not going to look right if I take all the insurance money, cash it out at once, and give it to you. So I'm going to make you an employee of the ranch. You don't have to do anything. You're just on the books. You've been working here for a while. I'll backdate it. And you're like, that's dumb. Don't do that.
Yeah.
And that's why she did. He's like, I've never lived there. I've never worked there. I don't know who. Well, we've got logs that said you've been working here. And bank records. Oh, it's fantastic.
Dude, that put a smile on my face.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? When we get presented, but you don't think that at that moment, right? Or at least my creative self. It surprised me, and it made me smile that with the screenplay that it goes there and it reminds you that that's what she did earlier, and you're like, holy shit. I love that. I love that. Shout out to Brad Ingelsby. Brad Ingelsby, writer on this.
Oh yeah. The other moment, I'm sorry folks, I'm growing my hair out and it's driving me crazy. When we do our end of the year show, hopefully it'll be right about there. Another thing that, talking about what we were just talking about, you know what I mean? Something you think, well, why? And then at the end, you're like, oh, when he cancels all of her lessons, remember, while he's staying there, those two, cancel everything. Yeah. And then, they see a car driving up and he's like, who's that? I thought we canceled it. Oh, she probably's needing to get something out of the barn. I'll go. And he's like, no, I'll go tell her you're closed today. And do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Her friend. And then when he goes in there, she's immediately aggressive to him. Immediately. And the scene plays out and he's a dick back, but only for that moment. I'm like, well, I understand why he's being an asshole to her. She's immediately throwing aggression at him. And then she was in on it. She was in on the plot. There was a reason. She's the witness that, yes, he was working there. He came out to tell me they were closed. Yeah. Just when you look, I remember, again, cynical. I remember trying, like, I was digging for issues, I was digging. And I thought I'd find one, and I'm like, nope, that's a reason, And then I found another one, nope, that's a reason. And then when you look back on the whole thing, you're like, man, it's just like we talked about in the previous film. It's so well laid out. I mean, this is forgive me, a better written movie, but
yeah,
it's so well laid out. Like that ending could have just been goofy, but it works. Like she knows how much money she's gonna get. She frames him for the thing, so she gets the money, and she uses the money to build it back again and saves her horse. I mean, it's perfect. And
the more we're talking about this film, I'm sitting here and we one of the best of the year. And like I said earlier, it's in my top 20, may crack the top 10.
I'm liking it.
It's more like building itself up more out of all the films I've seen this year. There's really not too many negative notes that would detract it. It's like moving up my scale right now. I thought they did a damn good job with it.
They did a great, yeah. They
really surprised
did.
me.
And I'm with you. Excuse me. the more we speak on it, I'm like, man, I really did like this movie a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, really good. And I wish that Apple TV, I mean, look, I understand why they did it with F1. Give it a theatrical chance, man. I think this would have played.
This would have been a good cooler conversation if people would have saw it in theaters. They would have went for it because it talks. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. It could have done good in the theater.
Yeah, I think Moore and Sweeney could put butts in seats.
Yes.
Everybody likes a good thriller. And with both of them, you have probably 4 decades of fan bases. So this could have been a big hit because I give it a chance, Apple. But hey,
yeah,
they had bigger fish to fry, which we're going to do on another show, I believe.
Yeah. You know what? Now it's like I want this to fight for itself towards the end of the year with the films and the awards, because this could have done something in theaters. But male-dominated society right now, the patriarchy. Oh, we're not going to push this film out there, and it could have done
broads for 2 hours. I'm not
exactly.
Yeah,
and this is one of the strongest films of the year. We did talk negative. I would have liked the Kyle MacLachlan thing a little bit more built out, the LGBT thing a little bit more understanding what happened there.
Perfect.
But it's not perfect, but not really a lot of notes. Negative notes. It's a good film, a great film. It's a great film. It's a great film.
And here's the thing: it's not perfect for a thriller in 2025. It's pretty perfect.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right, y'all. Those are our thoughts.
Like they used to.
Those are with spoilers there. Echo Valley. Let us know what you think about Echo Valley in the comments below. That is the amazing Anthony Francis. I'm Kuya P. Nerds Rule the World.